Fight at 140 now? Or?
No. This is my fifth fight at 140.
Oh yeah. Compa, Taylor, Jermaine, Martin. Yeah,
Right, Martin. Yeah, this is my fifth fight coming into at 140. I believe that my body has already accustomed to the weight. It knows where my weight should be at, when I have to cut. So now it's just all about, just staying active and keeping myself productive, and that's really it. We fought earlier in the year on Super Bowl week. Now we're looking at fighting here, on June 29th. That's coming around the corner here in Miami. And then from there, we'll see what's next.
So you feel stronger than ever before? Your punches feel, how's it going in the gym? How do you feel?
I rested in between my fight with, Jermaine Ortiz, and I think that did a good thing for me. I think that overall I needed that. I was training right after my fight with Josh Taylor, so you're looking at like 8 months of camp, really. That does something to the body, So I think by giving myself this time and rest, definitely showing in my training right now.
And look, you obviously had the big fight with Lomachenko, the big fight with Josh Taylor. Both times you were the underdog, and you kicked ass in those fights. When are we going to see you in another big time fight? I'm sure you're waiting.
With those type of fights that I face, Lomachenko and the likes of Josh Taylor and so on, those next big fights are around the corner. It's all about, are those other guys willing to give me themselves, Are they willing to step in the ring with Teofimo, Because it's not going to be an easy fight. It's not an easy fight for me, but it sure hell is not going to be an easier fight for them. So, it's all about, listen, I think at this time in our careers, everyone just needs to accept, when you lose to Teofimo, you're not losing to the worst guy, you're losing to the best guy. So just embrace the fact that loss is just a lesson for you guys to know that I was just a better man, that's it. So embrace your losses that are coming.
All right, well, who should embrace it next? Who's the big? I know you said you're willing to go up to 47 even and fight. Guys like Crawford is going to 54. What do you see out there as the big fight?
To be honest, for me, to get that third lineal championship belt and everything will be Terrence Crawford. And I think that makes the most sense. We're not too far away in weight classes. We're only one division, now two. Divisions away rather than three divisions away for him and Canelo. So I think that it makes the obvious sense and the best in the business. You got a young guy that's coming up, and you got another older guy that's looking for a big check and a big payday to get out of the game. So but is he willing to fight the best in that degree? Is he willing to actually do one more big fight? We'll see. I think he's just focused on cashing out and saying good riddance. I did my thing, but I don't believe a guy like himself that is so competitive is gonna want to walk out like that. You can't say you're the best. You can't. You just can't. You gotta face a guy like me. I talk a lot of shit, but I back it up. They're like, shut me up, then.
But what's the highest you can go in weight when you're gonna feel comfortable and still be at your best, or near your best?
I can fight at 54. I can fight at 54, 47, 40. See, people don't quite understand. My father told me this as a young kid. I'm talking about 13. So imagine. He taught me this as a young kid. It was all about, it doesn't matter how big they are. It's about your skills. It's about how you fight, how you're able to manage through it. As long as the legs are strong, you can go up in any weight class.
And you're right. We've seen a lot of great fighters do what you're talking about. Manny Pacquiao. We saw,
it's possible. It's possible. Everything's possible. As long as you work hard to it and you know the mentality and what it takes to fight those big guys, then anything is possible to that degree. I look at it like this. When you look at the 54, the 47s, when I faced Josh Taylor, that night alone, the guy was 165, 167, and I was actually walking in that fight 152, so you can tell it's not a weight. A weight is not a factor in fights. It's about the skills and the IQ.
So now that you're settled into the weight class, what do you think is improving in your game that you see in the gym?
I believe what's improving in my game is that I'm taking my time in a lot of things. That's sort of just letting my body adjust to myself, mentally, physically. And then with the spiritual part of it, just focusing on my craft, really perfecting it and focusing on the nudges that I need to, buff up. We have some things that we got to work on. That's fine. That's part of it. I'm only 26. The way I fight looks like I'm in my prime in my 30s, but I'm not. I'm still a baby in this, and I'm learning from it. So I think that's the best part, is that I know that I have time, and time is my best friend.
You seem more at peace now. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I was a little antsed up. I think that trying to go back from that retirement situation that I had. I just needed a break, and being away from the sport, you know, it could be exhausting sometimes. You end up forgetting who you are, you know. So I just needed that moment, and you know, to come back after that, it was new to me again. It was fresh, but now I'm like, okay, it's just we're back to the ones and twos again. Let's get used to it again, and that's all it is. Convincing the mind. The mind is very powerful, and once you get to that point, you know, you can do anything. Oh my goodness, the significance of this whole thing. You know, it's like we're touching around the whole world. You know, we're able to go to Vegas and take over there in the West Side. We go up north and take over New York and Madison Square Garden. And now we're here. You know, we're finally here in Miami. It's my first homecoming, really. You know, I started boxing here in South Florida at a younger age, and you know, I have so many memories here to reflect on and reminisce on, and I think that that's the main important part about it, is knowing that I'm gonna have a lot of familiar faces come Saturday on June 29th, and I look forward to a great show. You know, we have all the communities from all Latin, and you know, just that alone, you know, we have Honduras, we have Cuba, we have just almost everybody, Colombia, you know, so it's going to be a great show and a great event. You don't want to miss it.
Now, Steve Claggett, over 28 wins via knockout, NABF champion. There's a lot of people that would have, you know, you've seen online that there are people who talk about the positive and negatives of facing him. What do you see from him? Especially, we're talking about in the poster before, ways that you can get into him and take him down.
Absolutely. You know, every fighter has their moments of openings. You know, you just got to take your time to see them. You know, and the only time you get to really see it is right there in those moments in live action. You know, so I know Steve Claggett is a fighter that comes forward, throws a lot of punches. He has great conditioning, and so do I. So I know that it's going to be a great performance, you know, from both guys. You know, and may the best man win. It's really what it looks like, you know, and I think that overall, just staying focused. You know, I have so much to gain from this fight. You know, I don't see it as a loss. You know, I see it as a gain. You know, everything. So I just look forward to a great performance on this spectacular night, and just giving back to the communities out there all around the boxing world.